Okay, for upcoming VC3 studio photography class, I need your laptop pre-installed with Lightroom and Sony remote software. Okay, if you cannot find Sony remote control software, right, it's the link is available in Blackboard. I will show you later. Okay, bring along one geometric object, one organic object, find a transparent one, translucent one, be it whatever that you want to bring. Okay, the lesson will cover more of high key and low key, and we will play a lot with the lighting position. Okay, just to be clear about physical composition, right? Okay, physical composition, I need you to bring 5 complementing objects and then compose. You need to do styling already. Okay, you style the image, you arrange your items, and then you compose the overall image that you wish to achieve. Okay, that is one of the example. Let me just go down. The other example would be, let's say for example, uh, if you want to do a cosmetic range, make sure they are complementing each other. All right, you do. Let's say for example, remember your color theories. You do not want such strong contrast. Okay, find a primary color for a background and a secondary color to get color pop out. So if you can see, if you notice, right, most of them are complementing to each other. The next one, right, digital composition require post-production Photoshop manipulation, meaning you need to shoot a variety of images, right? Let's say for example, this portion you wish to capture the bottle cap. Let's say for example, right, you want to capture the rim lighting, you want to capture the eyes or the highlights here, and then you manipulate inside Photoshop to get the overall composition. Okay, you can find a stock image for your background. The next thing that you want to put is to put in your brand logo, campaign title, and a short body copy. Where can you find them? Go online. It's available. You can find. All right. Think of a storyline and what do you wish to communicate. Some other things that you can think of is, let's say for example, you shoot a perfume bottle in low key, and then you find a lighting technique within Photoshop itself to highlight. All right, to communicate the idea. Okay, that is just to explain the previous assignment. When you come next week, we will do, okay, let me open up Blackboard. Okay, we will do the high key, low key. All right, this is the Theta Weblink and the Lightroom video tutorial. You can open up. This is the for Windows software, Mac software. This guy will share with you more of the Sony remote software. This link itself will share with you more about Lightroom and how to link it up. This one will share with you basic tools about Lightroom. Okay, we go back in. We look at this high key, low key. This is the updated video for your light meter. The interface was slightly different. This is very important. You must understand what is the difference between a low key and a high key lighting. High key lighting basically, right, you have an even background. You technically kill off, muted down the shadows, right? There shouldn't be too much shadows. Okay, the background and the subject shouldn't have too much contrast. Okay, the difference between a low key is that you have sharp shadows. Right? There's a lot of contrast between the lighting techniques. Okay, the high key tutorial, once you open up, right, there's the B2D, there's the softbox, all prepared by Luke. Okay, do have a look, because why? When you come in, you are going to try one light, which is here, one light with reflector. Okay, two lights front and back, two lights diagonally side and diagonally at an angle, three lights. Let's say for example you want to do a 3 light setup. We will do that 3 high key tutorials, and we will do 1 low key, meaning 1 light. Let's say for example, let me play this. Let me just push it a bit. Yes. So what you want to capture, right? You want to bring your subject here, 1 light source and 1 reflector. All right. So that will be the tutorial for next week for lighting techniques. Okay, let's go back to here again. Okay, before you come to class, I need to make sure that you know how to set up your camera. Make sure you are in MF mode, manual focus, right? Okay, when you do your manual focus, okay, double click this button here, right? Once you double click, then you adjust your focus, which is here, to get your image sharp. Do not use autofocus, because why? Let's say for example you are an aperture maybe about 2.8 or what, you want to capture, let's say for example something sharp, you won't be able to, yeah. Okay, it's the best practice to for next week class to use manual focus. Okay, then next one, you need to go to menu. Make sure your live view display is off, because why? You want to view what in front of you. You do not want the camera, right, to actually read whatever the light is and then give you a preview of what is being displayed. You want something which is displaying real time. Yeah, the actual setting itself. Okay, the next one for next week, right, is a lot more of understanding of how to get the appropriate exposure from your light in relation to the aperture. Okay, for practice, we are going to go for either 8, 5.6 or 11 to get your image sharp. Alright. So let's say for example, if you are, let's say if you wish to achieve, um, let's say less depth of field, right? When it's really open up, okay, you need to make sure you are at the appropriate lighting. Okay. So how do you know of such f-stop relation? Let's say for example, you measure your light is at f8, okay, and then you wish to drop to, let's say for example 5.6. How much click should you click for your light? I'm going to upload this video, right? It's by Zach Errors. It's aperture to flash relationship. So on the left side here, right, is your aperture. On the right side here is, let's say for example, your light. So let's say for example, hypothetically speaking, let's say at at 1/4, right, you get f8. Okay, you wish, okay, that is the appropriate exposure for that setting. Let's say for example that setting is too bright of the exposure, and then you want to dim it a little bit, right, to get the right mood. You want to dim it to 1.8. So let's say for example, if you go down one stop here, right, your aperture must go down one stop. Right, the next one is 5.6. This one is 1.8. Always note that the video lights work on a 1/3 rule. So for every 1/3 click is a one stop. Okay. So that one we are going to cover more in class just as a practice. Let me see what else inside here that I need to cover. Okay, all this covered already. Okay. Yeah. Let me show you the setting itself. So once you switch on your Sony remote control, right, make sure you are at ISO 100, because why? We are shooting at a dark setting. Then you do not want your image to be very grainy. Okay. So rule of thumb, keep it to 100 to 200. Right. Already shared with you the flash syncing speed. Keep it to 125. So do not these two. Keep these two uh, so-called setting for all your shoots, and then we will get the exposure from your aperture in relation to the lighting power. All right, this tell you the power, your battery power left. Make sure it's in manual focus, the one I shared with you. um, your metering mode, right, make sure keep it to make sure keep it to center. Do not lock any of this. Okay, this will this will increase your, let's say for example, your shutter speed, or let's say for example ISO you want to increase, you can click to increase or decrease. Okay, then next, once you get what you want or what you wish to achieve, you just press shoot to capture it. Okay, drive mode, make sure it's in single shoot. White balance, leave it auto. You go down aspect ratio, as I mentioned, I want 3/2, and then quality, keep it to raw, because why, it gives you more um, bandwidth to adjust the settings. This is very important. Make sure you know where you are saving your items at. All right. When you open up, let's Lightroom next. Let's say for example this is your Lightroom. You go to File. Okay. You must make sure that you enable auto import. Under auto import setting, right? Click here to enable. Make sure that this folder here is the same folder as this, so that when you capture using your Sony remote, it will straight away title and then upload into your Lightroom. Okay, as I mentioned, when you go to your Lightroom, you can watch the video. I just want you to cover two buttons, which is your library and your develop. Under library, you can technically see every single thing that you wish. Alright, you can shoot as much as you want. Those selected on the ground itself, you can add rating. If you wish to compare, let's say for example, if I shoot this and this with a different light, right? I can click, press Control, click, and then I can compare my XY. So let's say for example within XY itself, I can start to zoom in and then see. Oops. Okay, I can start to see. Let's say for example, what's the difference? Okay, try that. Okay. When you go to here, right, it's practically just your directory. Don't have to change so much. So those are practically for your, I would say, most for comparing, right? The next one that you need is your develop. Okay, under develop itself, make sure, let's say for example, if you are shooting high key, it's more to your right side here. If you are shooting low key, right, you can see that the histogram here, right, more towards your left with all your blacks and your shadows. Let me show you. Okay, what is this? The highlight, the white, yeah, it's supposed to be at that so-called position, because why, you want to achieve high key and you want to achieve low key. Okay, so once you go there, let's say for example here itself, the next thing that you need to take note, right? This is just crop your image. Make sure you're not cropping it. I want the full resolution. Okay, this one is your brush mode. Red eye correction, you are not touching. Generated filter, you are not touching much. If you want to try, you can play with it. Okay, most of it, I would say, uh, for the first few exercises, right, do not touch Photoshop much. Okay, we want to achieve your photo shoot as close to what you intend it for. Okay, try to control your Photoshop. Do not, if possible, touch. We will touch more Photoshop for your digital composition. Okay, let's say for example you are here. You want to achieve a high key. Okay, just make sure. Let's say for example you pick a target. Let's say for example here. You can read. Let's say for example, what's the R here? Okay, let me do it again. So right now my R is about 90. Okay, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, which is quite close to, I would say, a white. So let's say, for example, you want something much more stronger, right? You click there, and then let's say, for example, your highlights, you can bring it up, pump it up. Your whites, you can pump it up if you want. Okay, another thing that I want you to take note, right? Open up your histogram, right? Your so-called alert, switch it on. So let's say for example, if it's too over, you can take note and then you can reduce it. Okay, so that is pretty much what I want you to touch. So let's say for example, if a color is not strong enough, let me go to the back to show you. Let's say for example, my color here is not too strong, and then I want it slightly um, richer, right? I can go down to, okay, on top here is practically the basic one, tone curve, HSL, which is your hue, saturation, and luminance, etc. You can play with the setting. I believe it's covered already during year one. Okay, let's say for example, I will just do a quick touch up. Let's say for example, I click here. I want my uh, so-called perfume here, which is slightly higher. I click, I push it up. Can you see? Okay. Let's say for example, I go down. Right now it's desaturated already, right? I want my colors to be slightly richer. Notice the dial is moving, plus and minus. Okay. That's just to show you. Okay, let me just go back again. So this is what it looks like. Let's say for example, if you shoot with one reflector, one light source. Okay, let me just show you a one light source. Okay, this is one light source with reflector board. Can you see the difference here? And let's say, okay, let me go back just to my library so that you can see. Okay, let's say I click this and then I click. Hold on. Let's say okay, I click this too. Can you notice that this right is only one light source here? This is one light source. This is the reflection for the reflector board. Okay. The exercise is for you to play with the light. Let's say for example the position here doesn't really capture nicely. Push it slightly further out. Yeah. Push it slightly to the edge so that you can get a nice radial highlight. Okay. Let me switch this off again. Okay, let me. Okay. This is the two light source. So you want to light up the back, measure first. Okay, measure your aperture. Okay. Let's say for example you got your aperture right. Then you switch on the front, you measure again. Then you fire your camera with two of the light source shooting at the image to get a high key. Notice that the background is very even, right? Most of this shadow is kill off. Okay. The problem with such so-called specific lighting, right? It works for certain type of product. For this type of product, right? Cylindrical, it doesn't really help because why? It looks quite flat. Okay. So you choose your lighting appropriately. Okay, so that was two light source. Let me two light source front and back. Okay, let me show you a two light source side. Okay, can you see two light source at the side? All right, you get a very nice even lighting at the sides here to capture that radial effect for a cylinder. This is side by side at a 90-degree angle. This is 45-degree angle. Okay, depending on your product, you wish to play the light, play with the position of the lights for what you want to achieve or what the intent is. Always note what is the unique form attributes of that product that you wish to capture. Okay, so that is for high key. Let's say for example, one light source with reflector. Okay, two lights front and back. Alright, two lights side by side 90-degree, two lights 45-degree angle, three lights I didn't capture here because why? When you want to introduce another light, you need to light up something. It could be probably be a bottle cap. Okay. Sometimes those three lights can be achieved by using a simple reflector board. In for low key itself, let's say for example, you set your product against a black backdrop. Okay, go get the black acrylic, wipe it with your cloth. Okay. For this part, right, make sure that when you start to light, can you see the light here, right? It can be much better when it's pushed to the side a bit. Because why? Then your audience, right, can know that this is another item here. Right? This is the form here. Right now the edge, right, is blending too well with the backdrop. Just to share with you, now I'm adding in the reflector. Always with reflector, right, the power will be, let's say for example, now you are having one eight for the light here. This one will be a one stop lower, which is about one quarter. Okay, that is the rule of thumb. A 1:1 power, let me just show you. This is a 1:1 power. This is still about 2:1 power. So you might want to explore the variant of lighting position, which helps to, let's say for example, accentuate the form more. And I hope this lesson will help you prepare for the class. There are something that I tried using so-called the diorama white paper and then shoot. You can notice right now with the like reflector board, right? The edges here is captured. Let me just go through quite fast what before I end. So this is what is being captured without without a reflector board. This is with a reflector board and a light source. Notice that it's all white out already. Okay, the shape is quite distinct. Now I peel off the sides. This is not high key, by the way, because you can see the unevenness here. Right now we are trying to get the form very distinct with introducing lights, introducing reflectors and all. Getting these balls. Take note, let me just zoom in. Okay, hold on. Still loading. Okay. Okay, we want to capture the branding here. So this is technically a texture that you want to shoot. Okay, let's say for example you cannot zoom in and zoom out quite fast. You can always click a fit. Let me just show you. So right now, let's say for example we want to achieve a high key. We must kill off the background here, okay, to get an even uh, so-called backdrop. So right now, right now I adjust the paper. Notice there's still a slight dent behind there. I adjust the paper again. There's tiny little bit there. Then after that, right, from here to here, I bring in another light. Okay, the light is still up here. So there's two lights. One light is pointing to the object itself. The other light is to fill the background. So right now it's closing into a high key shoot. Okay, this is quite close to a high key. Then after that, with the same product, I tried a low key. Hold on, yeah. Let me just go quite fast. Okay, you can have a low key with some vignette. All right. So right now the low key I tried to kill off. Right now I kill off my back lighting. Right now I use just one uh, very low light. Okay, one low light without the grid. Okay, one low light with a higher power. Uh, two lights already. Okay, two lights you can see one slightly lower with reflector board to bring out the items. You can play with the vignette. You can throw in some lights at the background. Why? Okay. So next week we will play a lot with the lights, the position, reflector boards, etc. So do prepare to bring your own object, cleaning cloth. You want what else? Yeah, and make sure you have all the software up ready. Cool. I see you guys next week.